Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, March 20th. And I am your morning witch. Okay, so today is Witchy Wordy Wednesday. And yesterday I had made a post on my Facebook page about how it's difficult for people to hear that perhaps things they don't even think about that they do are maybe not so good for the environment and the world in which we live. And of course, it's not their fault. This stems from that man-made mentality of everyone that is human owns this fucking place, and if you're not human, we own you. And it's just got me thinking a lot about how some people, from a perspective of words, they equate certain things like what nature needs for natural balance, or concepts like that. They mistakenly equate that with something to do with their own personal mentalities and ways of living, and that's not the case. It's nature has a certain balance to things, and when humans fuck it up, no matter what our reasoning, humans still fuck it up. So let's talk about that. Now, maybe you heard somebody talk about life path, a life path. Now, in numerology, based on your birth date, you can get down to the number of your life path. And that is not what I'm ever talking about, because I just learned about that today when thinking about these concepts. Typically, a person who's talking about their life path is talking about their plan, like, I want to graduate college, I want to do this for a career, I want to get married by a certain age, or have a partner by a certain age, or not have a partner, I want to have children by a certain age, or not have children. You know, these are typically what at least Americans mean when they talk about a life path. Now, from a religious perspective, especially a lot of us pagans, we talk about our path, and that is, for me, it's an actual visualized path that I am walking as I tread this earth. And not everybody actually visualizes that path, but again, it's their movements through this earth from a spiritual perspective. And so the activities that go along with that is individual to each person who's using the term path. Just like each path is personal to the person. No two people walk the same path. No two people walk the same path, and it wasn't intended that way. You know, the way I look at it and the way the ancients looked at it is we all build our own path brick by brick by brick as we go along. That's why I visualize it like a path I'm walking, because I'm building that path as I walk it. And that path takes twists and turns because I, as a human, am changing with every moment that I am knowing. And every time I know something deeper and I know something higher, my path changes and takes a different turn, or it keeps going in the same direction based on my knowing. Pagans also talk about their practice. And for some people, that terminology, path and practice, are the same thing. And for some of us, they're not. The way I practice the craft is inherently linked with my path, but my practice is not my path. And yet it is, because my practice is the way that I practice magic. It's the way that I enact witchcraft, intentionally manifesting things, making the world a better place. And that last part is also my path. So my practice and my path, they are synonymous and not synonymous at the same time. Am I making sense, y'all? And then last but not least is a way of living. This is really what my post on my Facebook page yesterday was about, was how we kind of have a knee-jerk reaction when our way of living is questioned, because we've been raised a certain way, but we've been raised by society a certain way. Even if our parents and our family have tried to instill certain things in us, we have been exposed to society. Unless we haven't, in which case you're probably not watching my fucking social media, are you? But we've been trained by society for certain mindsets that society needs from us so that we will be the little worker bees that it wants us to be. And so, because we've been so ingrained with these ways of living and these thought processes that humans are more special than everything else, and somehow we deserve more because we've done all these things. We've done all these things which hurt the earth, they hurt the animals, they hurt our bodies, they hurt our minds. But we're okay to do it because we're human and we own this place. That last part was like, not me. That was the typical way of thinking. Let's just be clear. So it's hard for a lot of people to find out through conversation or reading something in an article or watching a TikTok, and to find out that maybe something that they think is okay, when you look at it deeper, when you look at it higher, when you climb up the spiral or into the spiral, instead of following the same circle, you realize like maybe that's not a great thing. But that's what you've always done. And you're good, so that thing has to be okay, right? But no. Finding out that your way of living maybe isn't great for the environment doesn't mean you've always been a bad person. But it also doesn't mean that you have to shut the information out. We all have to be receptive to new thought processes so we can make this a better place. Happy Wednesday.